Hi, Canisius. Welcome to CCTV for the week of April 14th, 2008. We have another great show for you today, and I am here to start you off with President of CCTV, Jen Eberhardt, and Scott Richardson. And we're here to talk to them about their trip to India and the documentary that they put together that will be airing next week, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so when did you go to India to start?
We went last summer for a month through Tim Watkins' Christianity on the Road Less Traveled program.
And how was it?
It was pretty awesome, I guess. It was a really different experience. It was my first time really outside of the country, or Ontario. So Jen had a couple more experiences before that. So so it was really different, culture shock. But
What about you? What about India shocked you?
I guess. Well, as much as we prepared for it, we had many meetings up until when we left, and to try to kind of prepare for the culture shock and whatnot. And I mean, it wasn't like I got there and I was kicking and screaming to come home right away. It was just the food is a lot spicier, and even when you ask for it mild, you don't get it mild.
I would have been dead. I can't do spicy
well,
food.
I actually gave up eating meat the whole last week we were there. I just kind of lived on bread and rice because I couldn't take it anymore.
So what was the mission? What was the objective in going to India?
I'll start it off, I guess. Well, Tim Watkins' Christianity Road Less Travel program basically serves to give students an experience to see Christianity outside of like the way that they're used to, I guess. So Christianity in India has actually been there for over 2,000 years, and like it was actually there basically before it even got to Europe. And so like the whole like Catholic thing that we're used to, it's basically this completely different tradition. So that's what the program went for. Me and Jen were recruited to go through the Video Institute to do a documentary, just kind of as like a travel log of what we did, what we saw, and what we learned.
So I'll ask you in just a minute about the travel log you guys put together. But tell me, what section of India were you in? Were you in a very poverty-stricken area, or were you? Tell me, where were you?
You want to take it?
Yeah, well, we were mainly in South India. We went to 4 or 5 different cities. And, well, India is the third world, so it was very, very poverty-stricken. And that was actually one of the things that really affected a lot of us on the trip. So, yeah.
And so now to the documentary, you captured all of that. You captured the whole trip with a documentary. And tell me a little bit about how it was filming in India. How was the experience, and lead me all the way to this coming week when it's going to air.
Sure. Well, basically, before we left, we kind of prepared for everything that was going to go on. We had to make sure that we had a detailed equipment list of everything we were going to bring, so then we went through customs. It'd be no problem, even with all this video equipment. We brought a couple cameras and a bunch of microphones and whatnot, so we basically had to haul around India for a month with these backpacks full of equipment and tripods and whatnot. So we went all out and tried to do our best with it. Shooting in India is definitely different. I guess, I mean, if you just went out on the street here and shot people, they'd probably look at you really weird. But in India, being of a different like ethnic background and just kind of shooting people, I think sometimes they gave us some weird looks and whatnot. So it was different dealing with people, and but then just dealing with the heat, dealing with having to go back after a full day of shooting and charge your batteries, and we had like a they have a completely different plug there, so we had to have like a converter, and like we basically had to like gaff tape it to the wall because it actually fit. So there's a lot of just interesting experiences of shooting in a country that's completely different than your own, and especially for the first time for me at least.
So what do you want people to get out of the documentary when they watch it?
I think we just want people to learn about India, about the people there and the places.
Yeah, I think India is such an interesting place just because I think a lot of people have this kind of romantic view of what India is, or they have like the Beatles going there in the 60s and on like a spiritual journey, or they have just like the Jungle Book or something. They have like this view of India that's just it's kind of in one way it's just like such a mysterious view. So I guess like India is definitely completely different. The people there have like a completely different lifestyle than us, but at the same time with globalization, they're really not that much different than us. So I want people to kind of take away just kind of perceiving India in a different way, breaking stereotypes.
Very good. All right, so when can I see it?
Monday, April 21st.
Monday,
at 7 p.m. in Grupp.
In Grupp. Monday, April 21st at 7 p.m. in Grupp. You can catch Scott and Jen's documentary on India, and I hope you do, because I think it'll be very interesting and it'll expand your horizons, which we all need. Thank you, Canisius, and here's the next segment, right?